What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 59, and today we're returning with two massive games with our Canaries as we face Sevilla in the second leg of the Europa League second knockout round, and Southampton at home in the FA Cup quarter-final. And there's nothing to show you off camera because you saw the last two games in the last episode. Of course, the 1-1 draw away in Spain in the first leg. Credible draw, that one, against the most successful Europa League team ever. And of course, the 2-1 loss, heartbreaking 2-1 loss away at Old Trafford. Just to let you know, yesterday, Crystal Palace beat West Ham in a big... Newcastle even. West Ham. Newcastle even in the race for Champions League football. So Newcastle now, after 3 straight defeats, I don't think they're going to catch up and make a push for the top 4. Crystal Palace now got up to 6th place. They're 2 points behind us. We've got a better goal difference record and we've got 2 games in hand as well. So they're making a charge for it, but I think we should be able to fend them off. I think it's going to be us versus Chelsea for 4th place. Although Palace could still do it. They could still do it. And so could Aston Villa, to be fair. So don't rule them out just yet. But yeah, first game today is indeed the second leg of the Europa League second knockout round. When the tie was drawn, I felt relatively comfortable. And after the first leg, we scored the away goal we wanted. Sevilla must score tonight, otherwise we are heading through. Right now in the injury report, no one is down, and Bamba is still a little bit too unfit to play the game, so he's going to be on the bench for this one, but I might need to bring him on if required. Hopefully not, as I'd rather start him for the FA Cup quarter-final. So this is our team. We're going to switch back to our Gegenpress 4-1-2-3, or 4-1-4-1 if you will, and this will be our lineup. Zangrandi in goal, about for Teles, who's been really impressive in Europe this season, Pavlovic, Godfrey and Aarons, with Provenzano, Longstaff and Madison through the middle. Jokic and Dembele are our inside forwards, and Adam Ida is the guy I'm giving the nod to tonight. On the bench, Farines, Basia, Madu, Mount, Bamba, Brewster and Bobby Firmino as well. First game at Sevilla, and a clean sheet sends us through to the quarters. Come on, you Canaries. In the first leg, Sevilla did have quite a few chances to score multiple goals. In the end, only managed 1. So I'm not really too concerned about scoring tonight. I think we will get at least 1 goal. And right on cue, we almost did as Pavlovic hits the frame of the goal and the Spaniards turn it behind for a corner. My concern is the defence. I know we've been watertight in many games this season, but Sevilla should have scored multiple in the first leg. I'm pretty sure they're going to score at least 1 tonight. Throw deep in our territory. That's never a good sign. As we should be able to pass out from the back with Ben finding Pavlovic. The Serbian this season's been a fantastic signing, hasn't he? From Monaco for 29 mil. And speaking of great signings, how good has Teles been this season? As Jokic hits the frame of the goal as well. And it's going to bounce behind for a throw in and not a goal kick as well. Twice we've hit the woodwork. Chipping that paint 2 times in the first half an hour as Teles sends Ida down the left-hand side, but he loses out and Sevilla should be able to play out from the back. I mean, such a huge fan of Alex Teles this season, man. Free agent signing, and he's been brilliant. He's really helped us as Jokic wins it back and takes it round 1 and takes it round 2 and puts it just wide. Sevilla, we've only done 1 shot so far. We've had 10. But still 0-0. You just know this is one of those games where you don't take your chances and the visitors nick a late winner from a set piece as Jokic's header goes straight at Ruben Blanco. If we would have just 1 goal, scored 1 of these chances in the first half, I'll be feeling a lot more confident. As is, I'm quite nervous as Sevilla come forward here with Brian Gill down the left. 1 back by Aarons though, as Provenzano finds his man, and now Dembele down the right. Beats 1 and beats 2. He's been taken down. That could be a straight red card there. Occasionally, I should say most often these are. I think that's a straight red card. It is indeed. It's a straight red card. Sevilla down to 10. They're taking off Brian Gill. And they're now going to play a 4-2-2-1 for the rest of the game. And that is a huge luxury for us now. If we get a goal, that should kill the contest. Godfrey's got a knockout there. I might have to take him off in a minute, but I never like subbing off the skipper as Adam Ida goes down the left-hand side and our number 9 is through and hits the side netting. How have we not scored yet? You know, he and Firmino are our top scorers in the Europa League with 3 goals each, but I'm going to go for Brewster. I'm going to bring on Brewster for the final half an hour. I might possibly take off Jokic as well, and maybe even play Madu, who I really like off the bench. Yeah, let's do that. Madu on, Brewster on, bringing on the English lads. Half an hour to go. Let's win this game and kill this tie. Just so nervous. You know, we're up a man. We're still tied at 0-0. We don't need a goal yet. I still fear the worst, but as Teles wins it back, Madu's onto it. Down the left. Oh, come on! Take a bloody chance! Well, in the end, we don't need a goal. We make it through with a goalless draw. Final score 0-0. We advance on the away goal ruling. And that is why, as I always say, when you're away from home in a European tie in the first leg, don't put as much emphasis on the result as you do on getting away goals, because they can come in so handy as they count double. Away goals see us through. We're into the second knockout round. Question is, who are we facing? Sorry, I should say we're into the quarterfinals, but it'll be either Lyon or Hertha Berlin, of course. It'll probably be Lyon, as they lead the first leg 2-0, but with Vukasin Vasilic in that Hertha Berlin side, you just feel the Serbian might have a bit of magic up his sleeves to send them through, and oh, well, I'll tell you what, Hertha did their best job. 5-5! What a game that would have been, and I can't fancy our chances of getting a clean sheet against Lyon in the quarterfinals. They scored 7 goals over 2 legs, 5 in the second. When we go to France, we'll have to defend very well. Thank God it's not Vasilic though. I really didn't want that. So yeah, we've got Lyon in the quarters. I think what we'll do is we'll play the first leg off camera and then come back for the second leg alongside Aston Villa, who are still in the race for a European place right now. So let's do that. The game against Aston Villa and then the second leg away in France on camera. Barnsley tonight looking to avoid the unwanted record low points in the Premier League as well after their incredible victory against Arsenal for their first win this season. They just need the one more point to overtake Derby. At the moment they're tied with the Rams. 8 games to go. I think the Blades are probably going to survive now, but yeah, Barnsley just a 1 point in their final 8 games and they'll avoid the record. And just before our FA Cup quarter-final, we see the other quarter-finals getting played today, along with some crucial Premier League games, including Chelsea versus Aston Villa in a big battle there for European football. I don't think Bournemouth are going to make a run for the top 4, but they might do if they beat Man City today. But the FA Cup quarter-final ties are also going to get played as well. So we'll process through these together and see who's making it into the semi-finals of the FA Cup today and who wins the big battle at Stamford Bridge. Well, Liverpool are one of the teams heading into the Final 4. You see MK Dons versus Hull City there in an all-football league affair to see who goes through to the semis. And it's MK Dons, wow, the League One side are heading to Wembley. They're top of League One right now, and they're off to the nation's capital for a trip to Wembley as well. And damn it, Chelsea just beat Aston Villa as well, which means they've now overtaken us, but we do have the 2 games in hand. So they're 2 points clear, they've got a better goal difference record, but we've got the 2 games in hand. Win one of those 2 against either Barnsley away, surely, and Everton away as well, and we'll be back in the top 4. Bournemouth 2-2 draw at Man City. I think that definitely ends their chance of qualifying for the Champions League now. But you just know it, don't you? You just know our trip to Oakwell is going to end in tears. 1-0 Barnsley. They win it through a 90th minute free kick. You can just see it happening. Anyway, second and final game, and it is indeed the FA Cup quarter-final. This is our 7th season of the save, and we are yet to win the FA Cup. We're yet to reach the final of it, but we have been to, I believe, 4 quarter-finals in 7 seasons. Maybe even 5, thinking about it. 4 or 5 anyway. No less than 4. We've got a great record in this competition of going quite far, but I won't be satisfied unless we can at least reach Wembley. We are the favourites of the game. Let's make sure we get the job done today and make it through to Wembley for the second time this season. I'm going to switch back to our tiki-taka for the game. I do like rotating the 2 formation and tactical styles, and this will be our lineup. Farines, our cut goalkeeper, comes back in, and the back for is Sanabria, Basia, Godfrey with the 87% conditioning. I never like to play a player under 90% conditioning, but Ben's going to have to soldier on out there as our captain, and Aaron's Provenzano, O'Connor and Mount in a midfield trio, with Bamba coming back in for his first start since the tight 5 back in February, and Abbey and Brewster are up top. On the bench, Zangrandi, Pavlovic, Madu, Longstaff, Madison, Dembele and Ida as well. Second and final game, let's reach the semi-final. Come on, you Canaries. Southampton do have a pretty decent little team, you know. It's not bad at all. But when you look at the league positions of both teams this season, we are certainly the favourites out there. So going out today would be a failure, and there's no doubt about that. Already, Herman Bamba is looking quite worse for wear out there as well. Hopefully I haven't rushed him back too early, but considering the lack of goals we've had lately, I feel like I need to. You know, we're just not creating that many chances at the moment, and when we do create them, we don't score them. Summary of the series so far, as Herman down left-hand side finds Sanabria, who will cross, and there is Abbey, whose shot is blocked, and Bamba can't turn in the rebound because Rodak makes an extraordinary recovery save, but can't stop that one, and that's why he's back in the team. We need him! We need him! A little bit of Monica in my life. Yes, Bamba, number 5, gets his 7th of the year. Oh, you know, I said it in the EFL Cup final against Manchester United. If Herman was playing, it would not have finished 4-1. It would have finished 4-2. But no, seriously, we'd have given it a much, much, much better go. He has been one of our best players of the season so far, if not our best player of the season. And at the start of the campaign, you know, of course, it was your decision for who we bring in as Abby heads his corner over the bar. It was your decision. I threw it out to you guys on Twitter. I said, which wonder kid do we sign? You said, get Bamba. What a decision that was. He's been superb. I don't think there's a single other player out of the 5 choices, Kyle Crowley, Dominic Polmans, Raphael, or that Dutch right back who's now at Man City, that would have had the same sort of effect as Herman Bamba. Possibly Kyle Crowley, but he's not had the best of seasons for Everton, who they themselves have been quite poor this year. I think Bamba was the best choice, and I think he would have had the most impact out of the 5 anyway. You made the right decision as far as I'm concerned. He's been a star this year. I really would like to take him off for some rest as well in the final 10 minutes, but we might have more than 10 minutes because Southampton have a highlight here with 10 minutes to go, obviously. And the Saints are looking for their first chance of a very uneventful quarter-final to find a leveller, as Mainton down the right-hand side has his pass cut out by Sanabria, and now Bamba can start a break with Abbey down the left. He might be tall, but he's quick as well. He'll need some help though, holds it back and beats his man. We've given the ball away, but Godfrey wins it back for us, and now Mount is going to play it back to the captain, soldiering on out there and playing a great through ball to Max, down the right, and Aarons beats one and finds Bamba off the post. He's so good. I really want to take him off though. I can't risk him getting another injury, but he's been the best player on the pitch today. I'm going to have to do it. I cannot afford to see him get an injury, but if the Saints score a late goal and force extra time, we're in trouble. Going to burn some clock for the final few seconds. Make all my free subs one by one as we are almost there. Almost there. And the Canaries are heading back to Wembley. Yes, we're back to the FA Cup semi-final for the second time in 3 years, as Herman Bamba, in his first appearance since injury, proves to be the difference maker. He is just the best player in this team, no doubt about it. Spurs are beating Crystal Palace to book a Final 4 place as well. You know, Bamba going down really has hampered our season a little bit, but now he's back. Hopefully he'll stay fit, because we'll need him for some big games. The Lyon quarter-final, some huge Premier League clashes, and the FA Cup semi-final as well. Let's do the draw for that, and end after that. And you know who I want in the semi-final. With all due respect to them, you know who I want in the semi-final. As we've got a new youth intake as well, and we've got an Ecuadorian. How very interesting. But again, once again, as I always say, very little to get excited about, really. Very little excited about. But when is the FA Cup draw? I thought it would have been today. Yeah, it is. It is today. So a couple more processes, and we should be able to get to it. I really want MK Dons. I'm sorry, but I really want that League One side. Because against Liverpool or Spurs, I just don't fancy our chances. I really don't. Please, 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 game, be kind to me. Not Liverpool. Please, not Liverpool. Oh, they've got MK Dons, so we've got Spurs at Wembley in the semis. Well, it was Liverpool that I really wanted to avoid. And Spurs, I think we could take them. They've had a poor season this year, a really poor season by their standards. I definitely think we could take them. But you look at their form in the second half of the season, they haven't lost a game in the calendar year yet. So either they or Liverpool, we would be underdogs for the game, despite Spurs not having a great Premier League campaign. But MK Dons, they've got Liverpool, and we have got Tottenham Hotspur in the FA Cup semi-final. So that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. A big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. Oh, wow, actually, do you know what? I'm going to change my original plan. I didn't realise the semi-final was coming there. Instead of the Aston Villa game, what we're going to do is play these 4 off camera and come back with the second leg of the Europa League quarter-final away in France against Lyon, and then the FA Cup semi-final, a chance to reach our second domestic cup final of the season and a save, and an FA Cup final place for the first time in the series. Can't miss either of those 2 games. They're going to be massive. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode. Perhaps the biggest episode of the series very soon.